You know, every time I speak about politics, yeah, like, like I like to give obviously like people the benefit of the doubt in it, yeah. But at the same time, I think to myself, like I've said before here, yeah, if you go through something for years and years and years and years, yeah, and you're not seeing clear changes, and you're not seeing, you know, like what people say they're gonna do, if so, if somebody lies to you for years and years and years, like obviously again, I really respect, you know, like your opinion on a lot of things. Like I would like to get your opinion on like on politics. Maybe today you might change my mind, or you might make me see something a bit different. Like you see the logic of like to not be ignorant, to still like, you know, like the news. Some people say I don't watch the news, but I like to still know what's going on.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So with politics as well, like a lot of people say if you don't vote, obviously you're part of the problem. But if you vote, I don't really see any changes, whatever. Like politicians, again, in my personal opinions, because history says that a lot of them are just full of shit. It's like they tell you one thing, once you vote for them, and they completely go, you know, do the opposite. Like my main question, obviously, for this topic is like, is a section of like society so brainwashed to a certain degree, to a point where it's like politicians can now keep on lying and lying and lying and lying to them, but they'll just keep on voting either way, thinking eventually one day there'll be a change. Because like I want to believe that maybe politics will change one day, you get me? But it's like, again, it's like the older I get, even I'm gonna dare to say this, but I feel like certain sections of politics is even getting even worse. It's like they just taking it. It's like now they're just taking some of them. It's like parts of them. It's just like they've got like so many people brainwashed, like I said, to a certain degree now. To like now they're just literally taking the piss at people to a certain degree, because like they know they can get away with certain things. People have gone, they're brainwashed. They're never gonna be able to say another aspect. Sorry for going round and round, but. What are your thoughts in politics? Like for you, like do you vote? Like are you a big fan of politics? Do you follow? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
The thing is, okay, so my mum came from a generation where, okay, yes, it's important to vote because, you know, we need to have our word, you know, we need to sort of have that's our right to say, you know, and I think back then you have certain politicians were, you know, for the white people, certain were more for the black people. Yeah. So that's how it was back then. So automatically black people, they maybe voted for Labour, the white people. So that's how it is. So that's how it was back then, because then, you know, Labour would fight more for the black people and do a lot more. But now it's like a free for all. So this is why people are confused. You know, so I can actually break it down because I've seen how it's gone throughout the years. Yeah. You know, so certain parties would represent certain people, certain cultures, whereas now, you know what, I look at politics as like a board game.
Yeah, that's what.
We're all playing the game together. One year you might win, one year I might win. You know, it's just a game. But what are we actually fighting for? What we actually doing it for? And the way I look at it, we're all in the same boat together.
This is it.
It's just that who's gonna win each year. But it's like there's no distinguishing. Okay, you represent the black people, you represent the white people, it's like everybody's in the same boat.
Yeah, they're all in it together.
They're all in it together, and that's the way I look at it. It doesn't matter whether you win, I win, or he wins. It's like we're all batting for the same team. That's how it feels.
Yeah,
and that's why everybody's getting frustrated now, because there is no differentiation. There is no sort of, okay, well, I know if you get in, I know, you know, you're going to fight for the black people. We're going to get more homes. I know if you get in, it's like, it's just one. It's just one.
And the thing is, while they're in like the House of Commons or the House of Lords discussing, because I watched them. They
waffle.
They took all this good, like the amount of stuff that they talk about in these places. That you think, okay, but look at what's going on out here right now. Like you're making all these demands, all these appointments, all these. But there's still no.
And that's why people are not taking it seriously. And that's exactly why.
I gave up hope.
You know.
I wouldn't go as far as to say I'm traumatized, but I've gave up hope. Because it's like I said, when I was a bit younger, I thought, cool, when I get to a certain age where I'm a bit an adult, I would understand a bit more. Maybe certain things that are not making sense now would make sense. But Brenda, help me.
And like I said, this year I've been doing a lot.
Yeah.
And the government sort of, they put on this scheme, young entrepreneurs, young black people, we're going to help you. You know what? We're going to give you your own business. In fact, we're going to give you your own shop. Giving you a shop. Now, what are you going to do with it? People are like, oh, I've promised you skills. I promised you banking. I promised you taxes. I promised you all that. But guess what? I haven't got the time. So now you've got this shop. You're a business owner. You're happy, but you don't have the skills how to run it. You don't have the skills. But as far as the government's concerned, we've given you this opportunity. Look, giving you a shop.
Just another tick off.
We've given you something. You should be grateful. But what? You don't know what to do with it. So what happens? Within a year, it's closed down. Guess what? You give it to a white person. Oh, yes. I know how to do it because I've been taught how to do it.
Because they've specifically...
Yeah. I know how to run it. And this is what as I call it, false advertising. You're advertising that you're helping out a community. We've given you all this. We're giving you everything. But they haven't given you the skills.
Yeah.
They haven't given you the skills. They haven't told you about marketing. They haven't told you about banking. They haven't told you about, you've got accounts to do each year, They haven't told you about that.
And all this restocking.
And what you have to do. So it's like, it's wrong. It's wrong, but they're giving this image, painting a pretty picture
they're just
of you know
on their agenda
look, we're helping out the community. But are you really, at the end of the day? You're setting someone up to fail
basically.
And then you turn around and say the other day, but look what I did.
Yeah, I'm sure they knew that going in.
I've seen that with my own eyes, and I've gone there to the young people and said, you'll need to wise up. You'll need to educate yourself of what's going on, because I know in a year's time you lot are not going to be here. You're not going to be here. And in order to run a business, this is what you have to do. So it's sad that I've had to sort of see that, and it's sad that I know in a year's time from now, you're not going to be here.
And once again, like what you were talking about earlier about being taught life skills. This is another one of them.
So it's but I see politics today as just a board game. It's just a bunch of people playing a board game, and that's it. Because no one's really fighting for anybody at the end of the day. And there's another thing is like someone was saying but we have black people in politics.
That's all one.
And then they were like, but okay.
Where's Wally?
So these black people, what kind of nationality are they married to? What colour is their partner? It's not another black person. It's not another black person.
They don't get far because the majority is predominantly all corporate related.
And even talking about politics just quickly as well, one thing I realized, this might not be like a big deal or whatever, but like every borough or every postcode has got like a mayor or something like that. Do you know one thing I'm realizing? I don't know if somebody on social media is doing it to me to just wind me up.
Right, okay.
Do you know what's popping up on my socials like recently more than anything? I'm starting to realize, obviously it's not too many, but I think I've seen a good 3 like mayors in certain predominantly like black cultures, like areas. But the mayors are just like some white guy who looks like he doesn't even really know nothing about the area, or like I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. I've seen a couple of times and I'm thinking, so how did this work? How are you gonna put a mayor in a community that basically?
Do you know what it is?
I don't know if you don't get what I'm trying to say, but they look quite young as well. Like they just came from uni. They look really young.
Do you know what it
is? Pictures, though.
No, but do you know what it is?
And
it's back to, as we talk about, and you're saying about voting. Why do I vote? Guess what? This person has put himself forward, and people have voted. So the reason why you haven't seen a black person there is because no one's voted. Back to your saying, people don't feel that their vote counts. So it's educating And this is why throughout this, I've seen a lot of the politics side of it and how it works, and realised, okay, if you don't want that white person in charge, you know what? When a black person's up for voting, how about you vote for them? And that's the only way they're going to get in. But people say, well, our vote don't count. Then each person drops out. When the numbers go in, of course this person's going to be in charge. You know, and that is the long and short of it. Because we've got disheartened and saying, well, there's no point in voting because, you know, but yeah, certain things, yeah, your vote does count, and certain things like that. You know, when it comes to the areas and who votes, yeah, this man puts himself forward, 5 other black people might have put themselves forward. But the black people don't have their people behind them, voting for them. The white man does. That's how he gets to be there. You know, that is literally how he gets to be there. So
a lot more black people needs to start voting.
Yeah.
For what they feel.
You know.
Basically.
Yeah.
Should matter.
Yeah. And that is the long and short of it. And then you say, why are people in certain positions? Because they don't have the support. Back to us again, not supporting each other. You know? Yeah. And you'll see every year the things come through the door. Oh, this person's running for mayor of your borough. You know, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, yeah. I've seen so much happen this year, and I can literally, you can sort of throw questions at it. Oh, I'll tell you exactly why that's the case. You know, you're saying, why is there's this white man? Why is he there? He doesn't know nothing about any area. No, but his people voted for him. That's why he's there.
Yeah, it's true.
I've just seen a couple of, like obviously again, like for me they can do whatever they've got to do, but it just kept on popping up like on my thing. Oh. Yeah. He's the mayor of that, he's the mayor of that. And then when I'm realising that the areas, the postcodes which this person is the mayor of, and I'm thinking, and I'm looking at the guy and I'm like, brother, what do you know about this area?
He doesn't understand.
To a certain degree, yeah.
But he doesn't understand.
Yeah. I get exactly what you mean as well. And with this one as well, like obviously a disclaimer, again, nothing, sometimes I say things like that, they're going to be controversial, which they're not. This is just about obviously like parents, like mothers, you know, respecting themselves to a certain degree. I'm respecting obviously the futures of their kids in terms of like how certain people might see what I'm going to say. Yeah? So obviously, you know, we live in a completely new generation right now, right? You know, like a lot of mothers out there, you know, on social media, which they should be free in it. Like be free, do your thing. Whatever.
Yeah, this is like saying, this is the trouble with social media.
Yeah, be free, do whatever. Because sometimes like I could
word free.
Yeah, that word free. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing is I'm annoyed about social media is where women just have to show themselves and their bank accounts gone up.
Yeah.
So it's now showing the next generation.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything.
Don't have to work.
You don't even have to say anything. You just stand in front of the camera and you see your bank account.
OnlyFans.
You know, yeah. You know, your bank account's rising. You don't have to do it. So why are you going to go out to work and scrimp and scrape? You know, and when you can just stand there and get paid for it. You know, and this is unfortunately what's now happening. You know, showing women that obviously they're disrespecting themselves at the same time, but it's giving off this image that...
Bad image.
Yeah, bad image that, yeah, you don't have to do much. But look how much you can get out of it. And it's wrong. And they don't see that they're doing anything wrong. This is the thing. They don't see that they're doing anything wrong. Well, if I'm doing something, someone's paying for me, well, what's the matter with that? What's wrong with that? You know, but the thing is, they don't realise that each generation takes it on board a different way. So whereas that mother's now in front of a camera, watch, now she has a daughter, the daughter's now taking it to a next level.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know, and then it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
It gets out of hand, and then the government's like, well, we need to put a stop on it. It's too far gone. You know, it's too far gone. And the government has a big part to play.
Yeah, because
they have a big part to play in this whole situation.
I always tell Chef, they love the chaos. They profit from the chaos.
This is the thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit like this smoking and this vaping.
Yeah.
Government says, oh, we're gonna cut down on this smoking. We're gonna introduce vaping, and now it's like, oh my God, look what vaping's doing to people. Look oh no, we need. You introduced this.
Yeah.
You gave it the go ahead.
And who did it hit more?
Right, and who did it hit more? And now you're trying to put a stop to it. You know, so the government, it's like they're the ones in control and they're just making some bad decisions.
When we speak about like female, you know that because obviously like this topic, and once again, like when certain people get to hear this topic here, you're going to get certain people who are going to try to defend it, right? Saying, people, no, females should be able to do whatever they've got to do, this and that. You get what I'm trying to say? But for me, I always like to look at it like, imagine, like I said to you guys earlier, imagine like a good 5-10 years down the line where these mothers, their kids grow up as well, and they start, you know, like seeing their mothers like, you know, skinning out on social media and all of these things. One, these kids could get bullied at school, and two, like, come on, man, imagine like finding out that your mum has been on OnlyFans for years just doing a madness for money.
Like, the thing
like,
is,
yeah, where do we get a balance?
The trouble is, some people don't see that they're doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
This is the thing, the people don't see that, well, what's the problem? You know, they don't see any harm in that. And this is where you need to educate them. There are repercussions. They are. Imagine now you go out there and you might see a guy who, you know, who's on camera, but now you see him in real life. You don't know that person. It takes on a whole new twist together. You know, because you know, let's just meet up. Next thing you hear is taking her somewhere and stuff like that. There's a danger side to it. That it's not just about being a camera. Some of them do offer to meet up, and it goes horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You know, so it's educating. It does have its downside to it.
Yeah.
You know, which you are putting yourself in danger. And then now the stalking comes about. Now the harassment comes about. Now you're onto another thing where you're not free anymore, because if you step out your side, someone's going to be following you. Someone's going to be stalking you. Whereas before it was just a camera. I was earning money. But then there's not everybody mentally is okay, and they take it to another level. I want to meet up with you. I want to see you. And it goes wrong. So they have to realise the downside. You've got families. You've got kids. You know, some kid might go to school. I saw your mum, my dad was watching your... It goes horribly wrong.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They don't think of what now brings down to the next set of family. You know, dad could just be watching someone on it and the kid walks past. Oh, that's so-and-so's mum. You know,
exactly,
yeah.
You've got certain artists, females that making like, you know, having certain pregnancies or having babies and that. Even like highlighting that they've gotten something from the hospital or something. Yeah. That it's all cool to do what you're doing. And at the same time, people do what they do, but it's also educating your own to say, that's what that person was. That's not for us. This is not for. You don't have to follow like that. This is what I'm saying, and I think a lot of guys keep mentioning this. That you know, a lot of these women needs to come out and kind of like speak out, because it's almost like they're enabling.
Right, and a lot of people. Like social media, it's just for show. It's just for show. You see all these big, fancy, glamorous events and things like that. All the women dressed up. At the end of it, they peel off their eyelashes. They peel off their wigs. Like, this is just me. Like, you know. I mean, like, you see them all glamorous.
Yeah.
You know, all glamorous. A lot of it is just painting a pretty picture. Yeah. See them 6 o'clock in the morning when they wake up. No, they don't look like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't look like that. You know, so and I said women are at fault as well, because obviously they want to feel nice about themselves, they want to look good.
Of course.
But you have to kind of, if someone's vulnerable, then they're going to look at that person differently, like, wow, I want to be like her. I want to be like this.
And that's the problem.
That's the problem. And I'll do whatever it takes to be like that person. But, and I said, because of COVID and everything, there's a lot of vulnerable people around. And you literally can tell them something and they'll believe that.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have that mentality to say, oh no, what you're telling me is rubbish or you're lying.
Yeah.
You know, they're looking at it like, of course. They're not going to look at you and think, oh, you've told me something, you're lying to me. They're going to take what you said as face value.
Yeah.
You know, and if someone says, you know what, you want this is all you have to do. Okay. They've put themselves in danger. So it's educating. Back to educating.
Once again, back to school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back to basics.
Like, honest to God, yeah. I just hope, like, you know, if any child or anyone who's watching this, yeah, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, like, regardless of how it's gonna come out, yeah, I hope, you know, any son, any daughter out there who's gonna be watching this conversation, yeah, I hope that one day, yeah, you would not find your mum on OnlyFans or anything like that, because it's horrible, man.
It's horrible.
It's a fucked up situation,
it's
man.
It's horrible.
You know?
And like I said, the government have a part to play in this.
Yeah.
If the government wanted to shut all this down, the government could shut it down. Could shut it down today. Could shut it down today. Now, we have prostitutes in our area.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the government call them? Women working for the community.
Hold on a minute, come on, Brenda.
Right? They're working for the community. Right? So, you know.
I did not see that one coming. What?
No, you didn't see that coming. As I said, this year has opened up a whole new world. You can no longer call them prostitutes. They're working for the community.
I understand. For many years they've been saying that they want to call this thing kind of like, put it in the work type of like, but it's not the same though. You can't really do that because it's the adult entertainment.
I know we're on camera, so I'm not going to go into too much.
Yeah,
but you know, it's like, you kind of.
You can't. How do you connect the two? Like,
you know, and sort of like educating now your daughter, your child. And I see these people at a street corner at night. Oh, it's okay. They're just working for the community. That's kind of.
Sorry, yeah. How are you going to compare community service, actually doing gardening, community service, actually giving back to the community? How are you going to compare that to selling your body?
It's not bringing back to the community. So that's a whole new,
That's a whole new topic
to sort that out.
Yeah, that's a whole new topic.
Working.